Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, how the fuck y'all doing? Thank you very, very, very much for tuning in. I am the one, the only, the king of internet talk radio. I am Stacy motherfucking Krugger. Thank you very much for swinging in. To anybody who's listening to this on iTunes or any other media, you can catch my podcast live every time I do broadcast right here on Spreaker. That's Spreaker.com/Stacy Krugger. Thank you all so very, very, very much for swinging in. I realize I'm a little late on my podcast. Unfortunately, I do realize this. I'm not a complete ingrate. As many people try to make you believe, I'm not a complete idiot most of the time. I do realize I'm a little late. I know I promised you guys every 7 days, every week, once a week I give you a broadcast. But unfortunately, it's going to be a little late. It happens. I'm sorry. I apologize, but that's just how it rolls, guys. But yes. Yes, it's been quite a while. It's been a hell of a week. First off, so I don't know how many of you actually follow this, but I am a avid League of Legends watcher. I don't play it. I used to play it, mind you. I used to play it, but I'm horrible at it. I'm one of those people where the rage just kind of boils up and takes over. Say my desk is a victim of my rage. There's a portion that's broken off and just kind of leaning there. I'm not afraid to admit, I'm not too much of a man to admit it, I'm a hell of a rager. But I still love watching League of Legends. It really is a love of my life. I love it. It's a blast to watch. It's seriously something I live to watch. Well, League of Legends World Championships are going on right now. They're going through eliminations, trying to find out who the top two teams of the entire world are to face off to find out who the number one is. Just like you would in any other sport, League of Legends is doing it now. Well, I sat back, and this is something I look forward to every damn year. I look forward to this so much. You can ask anybody who knows me. I literally take time off of everything. I take time off of my stream, which you can catch at twitch.tv/Stacy Krugger. I take time off of that to always, watch the big playoffs. Like if it's one of the smaller matches, obviously I'm not going to kill the stream or delay the stream for that. But if it's the bigger matches like Worlds, of course, absolutely, I'm going to be taking time off to watch it. Well, it's really kicking my ass because it's over in Korea this year, and, matches start at 3 a.m., so I'm a little tired during my streams, but that's besides the point. But, I was watching it, and there's something that interests me about this. I was watching the pregame shows, which many sports have. Baseball, football, basketball, all the major sports have it. And these sports are starting to become an actual real sport, finally, about damn time. You know what I mean? Well, I was watching the pregame show, and something very interesting happened. It kind of threw me for a loop. Let's just put it that way, guys. I knew that one of the casters is well known for his hatred for anything white, pretty much. Unfortunately, it's absolutely true. I don't know any other way to put it besides he literally hates everything white. It's pretty pathetic, but it's true. You know what I mean? Why am I pulling an absolute blank on his name right now? I feel like a schmuck right now, unfortunately. An absolute idiot. I despise this guy so... Monte Cristo! God damn it. I can't believe I forgot about that. But, Monte Cristo, he has a hatred for anything white. Mind you, this guy is a white guy, but when it comes to League of Legends, he's kind of got the mentality, at least I feel, if it's white, it ain't right. Which normally wouldn't bother me, because I could really care less what most people think, but when it comes to this, it bothers me. Because of the simple fact that every single time there's a U.S. team, any other team besides Korean, they're terrible teams. They're horrible. They're not worth a damn. They'll never make it anywhere. They're not going to make it out of the preliminaries. Nothing. Even though said American U.S. teams were kicking the living shit out of the Korean teams at a few times, but those American teams are crap. And it was even said on there, they were poking fun at him, saying, all right, come on, Monty, chill out the Korean hype train now. We all, they all kind of hinted to what many people say is yellow fever, might we say. Well, Unfortunately, it came out a little strong in the pregame shows, I would have to say. Here's the funny part, though, because it wasn't full-blown hatred for anything in U.S. or anything that's not Korean, might we say. It came out in a local team. Well, a local team. But I say local, I mean as in a team here from the States called TSM, Team Solo Mid. The hatred for them was just boiling. It's amazing to me how bad he hated them. And what he ended up saying about them, and the fact that their ADC, which is an attack damage carry, one of the roles on the team of Five's team in League of Legends, he basically pointed out how each group, okay, there's 2 groups in Worlds, Group A, Group B, each consisting of 4 teams. So he listed out all 4 ADCs of ranks of which one's the best. I would have to disagree with him on a few of those, but he listed it the way he listed it. And I would have to say, call me weird, but it seemed like his judgment was a little clouded by the whole, well, if it's not Korean, it's not good enough. Then I realized there's probably going to be a few people going, Stacy, you're taking the racial route. No, I'm really not. I'm just pointing out what's there, at least in my opinion. And I realize a lot of people aren't going to be happy about it, but you kind of get used to it, unfortunately. You get used to people not being happy with you. By the way, everybody in my chat room, Justin, Josh, everybody, thank you very much for hanging out. I'll be getting to your comments here in a little bit. But it just amazed me. Because the part that really got to me is the fact that he may have had hatred for these teams and for anything American and anything, non-Korean. But it came out even on the Koreans and even on the Asians. So that's why I got a little confused here, because a couple of the people he was tearing into saying they weren't good enough for Korean themselves. And I'm sitting there going, is it just the fact that they're not from the motherland, that they're not good enough here, Crystal? Or, what's the problem here? Because it's well known he's in love with the Korean teams. He's in love with really anything from Korea, which is fine, but I suggest you don't let it cloud your judgment. Because he was ranking teams on how well they'll do, how badly they'll do, how crappily the ADCs will be, which he ranked one of the teams, one of the ADCs from the team, the absolute bottom, which is from one of my personal favorites, TSM, and it kind of just threw me for a tick. I'm sitting, well, is it just the fact that he's not from the motherland there, buddy? Because he ended up whooping the ass of some of those ADCs. You're talking about how wonderful they are and how terrible Wild Turtle is. So it's just one of those things. It's Crystal, baby. Crystal, I know this will never get to you. But Crystal, sweetie, honey, schnookums. You with those little pinchy cheeks of yours and that little pointy nose. Listen, buddy. I need you to take your head out of Korea. I need you to breathe for 5 minutes. I need you to understand that this is a global sport, not just in the motherland, as you call it, of Korea. That there's other teams out there, and there's other teams that are actually worth a goddamn. It's not just, if it's from America, it's not good enough. Oh, it's from China? Nah, they're not going to be good as the Korean teams. Crystal, honey, you're being a dumbass, and you're being fucking ignorant. You're being ignorant as all hell, man. You really need to back up what they like to call the Korean hype train and what I like to call something else. And breathe, dude. Take your head out of your asshole and look at what the fuck is going on, dude. Because you really have your head up so far up your own ass, you can't breathe, man. But, off the Crystal assholeness, we'll move on and talk a little more about League of Legends. Yes, I'm watching the games. I would say it's worth the entire year's worth of wait that I've waited. The games have been absolutely amazing. Of course, there's always going to be that one team that gets absolutely walked on by the top-tier teams. Even those matches were fun to watch. So far, I have nothing to complain about. I've been absolutely entertained, and I've been loving it, man. It's been a fucking blast. I feel bad for my poor girlfriend, Pink. She's been having to deal with me yelling and screaming at 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning, me hooting and hollering at the TV. I'm not going to deny it. I'm kind of a freak for League, so there you go, huh? So, but enough with the League of Legends. I realize not everybody's a League fan, and I probably drew away half my fans, my crowd going, oh god, you don't like League. Well, I realize this, but god damn it, I'm obsessed. Now moving on to a totally another type of game. This one I thought was cool, but I wasn't quite sure what to think of it. Two teenage girls have developed a tampon-themed video game in the process of challenging the strange way society treats menstruation. Okay, what? I didn't realize there was still a taboo about bleeding out your cunt. I had no idea. This is quite literally news to me. Sophia Hoser, 17, and Andrea Gonzalez, 16, took the taboos surrounding girls' periods by celebrating with the new 8-bit game Tampon Run, which I have taken my time to try this game, to see what this game's all about. You know, just kind of get my feel for it. Now, I'm a little too addicted to it, okay? I'll admit this. I am way too fucking addicted to it. I thought it was fucking hilarious. The fact that I got to chuck tampons at people. Enough said! Dude, seriously. The point of this... Oh, here, I'll get into this, okay? Instead of firing bullets to fend off opponents, which, you know, in any typical video game, because we all know that bullets cause people, you know, children to kill other children. But that's another story. Players lob tampons at their enemies. When an opponent sneaks unscathed by the tampon projectiles... This brings up an interesting story. I'll tell you the story after the stream is done. After the story is done. When sneaks by unscathed by the tampon projectile, it's game over. Although the concept for the video game may be a little strange, it's stranger that our society has accepted and normalized guns and violence through video games, but yet still finds tampons and menstruation unspeakable. I do agree with this. I absolutely do agree with this. Justin from chat, you really throw bloody cunt pillows? No, they're clean tampons. As funny as used ones would have been for this game, they decided to take it a step back and keep it all clean, might we say, with fresh ones out the box. But I do absolutely agree with this. It's absolutely okay for you to run around and CS:GO, Call of Duty, Halo, whatever, and shoot the shit out of your fellow opponents. You get to go around like Grand Theft Auto, where you get to run up and kill your fellow guys. You get to, it's okay to pick up prostitutes, fuck the shit out of them, and then run them over and take your cash back, or beat the shit on them with a car hood and take them back. It's become okay in the world, in the game where you can become a cop and take a person's face and smash it in your hood and fucking drive them all around town. It's become okay for these things, but there is a taboo for menstruation. Yeah, okay, sure. I don't necessarily agree that there's a taboo on it. The only taboo I can speak of is from a father's point of view of a daughter, where the thought of having to go buy a box of tampons for my child, yeah, it's a little much for me. I'll absolutely admit that, because I do have at least a little bit of pride, okay? Everybody's asking me where y'all can get this tampon game from. You go to tamponrun.com. It is a flash game. If you come on my stream tomorrow morning, it's going to be tomorrow afternoon, I will be playing this game. For anybody who's listening live right now or listens to it before tomorrow afternoon's done, I suppose. Listen to the podcast before tomorrow afternoon's done. I will be playing this game on my stream, twitch.tv/Stacy Krugger. But otherwise, I really don't feel there's that much of a taboo on, menstruation. Maybe it's just the fact that I don't have a cunt myself and I don't bleed all over the place, but I can't remember the last time I've heard, oh God, she bleeds? How weird. No, it's, oh God, she bleeds. I guess I'm not getting lucky for a week. You know what I mean? Beyond that, there's really no taboo. Besides the fact that in bed, you're not getting much play going on. You know what I mean? Good idea. From chat, hey, now that's a great idea. I think I will just go out and get tampons and start lobbying at people and strangers. If you decide to do this, bring a camera post it on YouTube and make sure to link me in it so I can see it. The pair are making some waves on social media, though. Oh my God, this is from Minor Vaz I, at Minor Vaz I on Twitter. Oh my God, tamponrun.com is hilarious and awesome and powerful all at the same time, with some classic 8-bit graphics and tense music. Listen, if that's tense, my God. At She Thinks. Our society normalizes guns but can't discuss periods. So two girls from at Girls Who Code created the best game ever. And also Cindy Gallup on Twitter once again. If you haven't played at Tampon Runner, which there's also a Twitter for this, at Tampon Runner yet, what are you doing with your life? Well, I know what I'm doing, but I can't discuss that on air, and I can't show it on camera either. Created by at Girls Who Code alums Sophie and Andy, tamponrun.com. Okay. The girls met this summer in New York while at a programming run by Girls Who Code, a group which encourages high school girls to get involved in technology. Fucking awesome. I think there should be more programs like this out there, because unfortunately, as much as most of us would like to say that it's not true because it shouldn't be, there is a fucking glass ceiling. There is still that boys club mentality out there. There always will be, unfortunately, no matter what you do, whether it's in media like I work in, which is radio, or sports, wherever you're looking at. There's always going to be that it's a boys club thing. Girls need no apply. Well, I think this is fantastic that they're doing this, that there's a program called Girls Who Code out in New York City. I encourage more girls to attend it. Well, the two girls, their final project for the program was Tampon Run. Hoser said told the Independent there was no reason menstruation should remain a taboo. Once again, am I just that much of a guy where it's not a taboo to me? I don't know. It's not that weird, man. It's just bodies doing what fucking bodies do, honestly. It's not that weird. When girls get out of their house and need to change a tampon, they slip it into a sleeve or a back pocket. They hide it on their way to the bathroom. This is the menstruation taboo. Really, ladies? If there's any ladies in the chat, please tell me. Is this fucking true? Y'all have to hide this shit? Yet most women menstruate for half their life. Yes, moms, sisters, girlfriends, even ladies sitting next to you on the train probably have menstruated or maybe doing it right now. It isn't weird, strange, or gross, or at least we don't think it should be. Duh. I mean, fucking duh. It just seems common sense that this is not something that should be taboo. Why would you? Oh my God. Well, of course, in high school. If we're talking about a high school environment, of course. But in high school environments, everything, and I mean everything, was taboo. You know, getting laid was taboo. Fucking, drinking. Well, drinking was popular, but, listening to a certain type of music was taboo. Sexuality was a taboo. Everything was a taboo in high school. Everything was uncool. Everything would get your ass kicked or get you made fun of in high school. Whether it be wearing a certain color on a certain day, wearing your hair a certain way, like I said, pointing out, listening to certain music, playing a certain sport, playing a sport, period, not playing a sport. Anything and everything in the high school mentality is taboo and will get you made fun of. So, of course, the being on your period, of course, is something to be ashamed of, I guess, or at least a taboo in high school. But when you get into the modern day world, I don't see it being that big of a taboo because, most people grow up and act like adults, I would say. Someone in my chat, Justin, has pointed out pot smoking is a taboo. No. No. Most of them are just, well, okay, depends on which school of thought you come from at school, no pun intended. Half the school would be like, oh my God, look, they're wasting life away with stoners. The other ones are going, can I have some? You know? Or more, can I have some, man? You know, I wouldn't say pot smoking is that much of a taboo, but I guess really, it's the same type of school of thought, realistically, where anything could be a taboo. Anything at all could be an absolute fucking taboo. But like I said, once you get out of high school, I always figure those taboos wore off. Maybe it's the fact that I don't have, I'm not a fully equipped woman myself, might we say, obviously, but I'd hope not have a beard that's damn near a foot long. But is it really that big of a taboo even to this day? I have a hard time believing this. I have a really hard time believing this. Now, moving on from one school subject to another, I wanted to bring this up. We all, I'm sure all of us have had that one point in time where they went to go get on a school bus, and there's those people from the church handing out Bibles. They don't say anything, but there's handing out Bibles as you get on the bus, right? I think we've all experienced that. At least up here in my home area, Duluth, Minnesota, it's pretty fucking rampant. Every single time they do that, they always hand out the, they're sitting there handing out the Bibles. Come here, have a Bible, have a Bible, have a Bible, have a Bible. These little mini Bibles. They're doing whatever they feel they need to do. I'm not going to hate on them for that. But it was okay for you to cheer for, to not cheer, but praise God, pray at the pole at school. There was a lot of things that were okay to do that were completely justified and were usually endorsed by the school. But there was many things that were not endorsed, and one of the things was alternative religions. As when I say alternative, I mean something that's not what we say known as expose the stereotype of the main religion for school. Excuse me, not school, but America, which is Christianity. And I'm talking about Islamic, I'm talking about Hinduism, and of course, I'm talking about the big one, which always drives people's hairs up, Satanism. Now, why am I bringing this up, you ask? Is Stacy bringing it up to rant about something? No, not this time. Not this time. And don't worry, before I take a break here, I'm going to tell you that story that had to do with tampons. Don't worry, stick around. It gives you something to stick around and listen for. But have you ever once in your entire life, folks, ever wondered what a satanic child's coloring book might look like? No? Well, thanks to the great state of Florida, you can now know for certain, in case you haven't wondered. I imagine it wouldn't be much different than Christians, except, instead of Jesus sitting there on a cross, it's probably Jesus sitting on a pike burning or something. I don't know. Behold, I give you the Satanic Children's Big Book of Activities. Yes, that's right. You can go to the dollar store and buy your children the Christian, the Big Book of Jesus Activities, or the Big Book of Christianity Activities, or you can go to Florida, send them to school, and they can get the Satan's, God damn it, the Satanic Children's Big Book of Activities. A coloring book that is being, passed out and distributed across Orange County Public Schools. We first encountered the, this is a story from Huffington Post, by the way. We first encountered, who is the author of this story? Priscilla Frank. We first encountered the unusual child's literate on ArtNet News, who amply illustrated the stories surely falls into only in Florida category. Now, Florida has never been that hugely liberal as far as I knew. I thought you'd have to go to California for that one, but I guess that's me, really. The details. Last month, a Christian group received permission to distribute Bibles and other religious materials to their students, leading atheists to appeal for equal opportunity. It wasn't long before the satanic community hopped on board as well. If a public school board is going to allow religious pamphlets and full Bibles to be distributed to students, as in the case in Orange County, Florida, we think the responsible thing to do is ensure that the students are given access to a variety of different religious options, as opposed to standing idly by while one religious voice dominates the discourse and delivers propaganda to youth. The Satanic Temple spokesman, Lucian Grives, I believe the person's name is pronounced, I don't disagree with this one bit. Not one flippin' bit. This is actually something I fought for in high school, to tell you the truth. I remember when they came about and started doing the, passing out Bibles in front of the school. I remember walking up to the principal that day and going, why are they allowed to do this? Well, they're just standing there, not saying anything. You can take it if you wish. So I said, well, would it work the same way if I had an Islamic group come over and hand out, Qurans? He didn't say much. I said, well, what if I chose to have a crew of Satanists from a Satanist church come out and start handing out satanic Bibles or satanic literature? Would you do the same thing? Nothing was said. I said, what about Native Americans? Well, they're okay because we have a very large Native American population up here in northern Minnesota. We have a reservation here. We right up a couple miles north of where I'm at, and also a couple miles south we have another reservation in the state right across the border from us. So that's okay because that's homebound. That's something very close. But any other religion is not okay. So I remember sitting here fighting for this, going, it's not necessarily, yes, when I was younger, I was Anton LaVey Satanist, which basically Anton LaVey Satanism is more or less a way for people to feel good about themselves when they feel powerless. That's about it. It's really just a way for a whole bunch of 16-year-olds to go, yes, I am awesome. I told you, look, I am my own God. But this is something I absolutely fought for it. Absolutely fought for it to be able to pass this out, and the school fought me on it. They refused to let me do it a number of times over and again and again and again. I was about ready to take it to a school board, the actual school board itself, and I knew I wouldn't win. Unfortunately, we had an extreme conservative school board at that point in time, which is one of the persons I actually ended up working with in the future after I was done in high school, when I finally got into mainstream radio, which was a hardcore conservative, and that was interesting, but that's a story for another day. But this is something I fought for, and I thought this is absolutely a fantastic idea. Why not just offer equal opportunity for all religions? You're not going to sit there and force it down the children's throat. You're not going to say, I need to host a class on this. I'm not going to say I need to host a class on Satanism, on Islam. I'm not going to say I'm going to host one on Hinduism. I just want the information to be there. The chance for our own information to be out there. Whatever, religion you happen to be. Well, if you want to, you can purchase the book for $9.95 if you wish. I can give out the address if anybody really wants it. I'm tempted to buy one just because it'd be fucking hilarious to have on the wall. J.R. Wild, thank you very much for coming to the stream. Long time no stream, how you been? But for a very, very different yet equally unconventional take on coloring books, you can also find another one called Coloring Books for Grown-Ups. But that's a story for another day. But yes, I mean, what's your guys' view on this? Is it wrong? Is it wrong for Satanists to also have their chance to get their message out there? Just like if you were standing out there and you found out that your little Johnny was walking out of school and had the chance to grab a Bible, they're passing out Bibles and Christianity literature out front of the school. Is it wrong for the Islamics, the Hindus, the Satanists, whoever, to have their own chance to pass out literature? And I can hear everybody yelling out my window. I hope that's not being picked up on the mic. But is it wrong? I think it's not. I think they should be absolutely have their own choice. They should have their own chance. They should let children choose for themselves. If your message truly is the right one, why would you be afraid of them wandering? If you truly believe that your message that will be passed out with, that the message you'll be passed out in front of the school with your Bibles or with your Qurans or with whatever it may be is absolutely true, why would you be afraid of an opposing opinion if you know for a fact that that point of view that you're going to be pointing out is absolutely right? I see nothing wrong with it. That's the thing, of course, me though. I have always been the type of person to welcome debate. I've always been the type of person who encourages it, who encourages you to argue, to fight. Well, not necessarily fight, I suppose, but to argue, to debate, to discuss the facts and discuss your opinions. Because the more and more and more you discuss your opinions, the more and more and more you discuss your point of views, the better we become as a country, I feel. And this is a perfect example of it right here. If, and only if, people, more places than just Orange County, Florida, give every religion out there a chance to do this, it'll make it possible for, I guess, how do I word this correctly? Make it possible for, more people to, I guess, have dissenting opinions and also strengthen their own religious views, I would say. Because straight up, dude, straight up, if you argue and you discuss and you debate your own religious facts, when you walk away, you're going to have a stronger belief of your own religion, normally. Most people don't get driven away from their religion. Most people will never get driven away from the religion because it's ingrained in them. But if you discuss it, you debate it, and you try to dig down into it and tell people, that's why I think you're wrong, this is why I think I'm right, it opens up a whole new opportunity and makes your own religion reinforce or go, this is why it's right because of this, and I proved it this day. Even if you didn't necessarily win the fight, you're still going to walk away going, you know what, I'm still absolutely right, he's wrong, and this is why I truly believe this. You're always going to have a reinforced view. So, I ask you, everyone, every religion out there, why are you so terrified of a dissenting view? Nothing? Nothing? You sure? So I got one person who's agreeing with me. You know what, folks? I'm going to take a break real quick here. I'm going to give you guys a chance to chew on that one a little bit, I guess. Tell me what you think. I'll be back in just a minute. I'm going to get some water, stretch my legs. I'll be right back. You're listening to the Stacy Krugger Podcast. Thank you very much for tuning in, folks.
It's out of control, but we're just like getting stage. I'm in control. Sometimes my life is out of control, but we're just like getting stage. I'm in control. I'ma take control. I'ma gain control. I'ma take control. I'ma gain control. I'ma gain control. I'ma lose control. I'ma let it go. Let's get it. Downtown. We're going downtown, downtown. We're going downtown, downtown. We're going. In this melting pot, we got a lot of color hues, but one color we got in common is the color blue. Depression can't grab hold and try to take control of you, but what we have to hold on is hell and break loose. It's easy to get by others to think about yourself. It's even harder to build the courage just to ask for help. We've been where you are, so know that this is heartfelt. We've been where you are, so know that this is heartfelt. So take a couple takes and breathe with me. Sometimes my life is out of control, but we're just like getting stage. I'm in control. Sometimes
Thank you very much for hanging around. Once again, you're listening to the Stacy Krugger podcast. You can be heard here on Spreaker at least once a week. Usually a hell of a lot more than that, but it all depends realistically on how often I remember to broadcast. Because we all know Stacy's a bit of a space case. No, Stacy a space case. Never. Yeah, I know. Well, this story I think is absolutely amazing. I think it's freaking cool. I think it's about goddamn time it happens. I know there's gonna be quite a few conservatives who probably aren't gonna be happy about this, because it's one of those stories where it's a hard division between the left-wing crowd and the right-wing crowd on this one. But San Francisco, well, is now the first city in the U.S. to give out free HIV prevention pills. Now, I don't know how knowledgeable you are with the United States or with cities in the United States, but St. Cloud, that's just a local area here. San Francisco has a large gay population, so it makes sense to have these pills here. And I know a lot of right wingers are going to say, well, it's not the government's not the government's place to put these out. And I do agree with that to a point, but at the same time, if a lot of people can't afford it, why not? You know, I know a lot of people back free flu shots, free hepatitis shots, sorts of that type, those type of things. Why not free HIV prevention pills? Unfortunately, as of right now, I do not know how this works. I don't understand. Do you have to take it every day? Do you take it once, period? That's it? Or what? But this is called a pre-exposure, whatever, known as Truvada, I believe is how the name's pronounced. Well, Stacey would have read a little bit further instead of just skimming over it real quick before I went on air. Once a day pill that studies have found roughly as effective as a condom in reducing the risk of contracting HIV, which obviously scientists are not saying, please go fuck everything that moves and see if it works or not. No. No. But it might reduce the chance of contracting HIV, which is a horrible, disgusting, terrible disease. Absolutely terrible. But here's the problem. With costs as high as $8,000 to $14,000 a year, the drug is out of many people's price ranges, even with insurance. This is where the city feels they should step in and help. This coming Tuesday, I will be introducing a measure to allot funds for navigators to introduce patients, to educate patients about PrEP, which is the acronym for the drug, and providers subsidies to San Franciscanites. Yeah, I mispronounced the shit out of that, but we'll just move on. We'll pretend Stacy can speak correctly. Listen, goddamn, it's almost midnight. It's late here. Give me leniency, please. Who can't afford the life-saving medication? Thursday, a message a day after suggesting San Francisco can be set up as a national example by making PrEP available to all regardless of income. We could set a tone for the rest of the country in how to effectively eradicate a disease that claims the lives of so many of our loved ones. Absolutely, it is a terrible disease. Absolutely, it is something that needs to be combated. But once again, I can't help but to ask the question, just like many of the right people from the right side of the aisle would ask: is this really something that the taxpayers should pay for? I am stuck right in between I'm stuck in the middle on this one. Let's just put it that way. No, they shouldn't, because it should be people's responsibilities to I guess, realistically keep themselves safe. It's their own responsibility to not contract a disease while, out there having a good old time. But at the same time, which is better? Give it out and eradicate a disease and never have to worry about it ever again, such as smallpox. Smallpox was eradicated, well, except for, it's being bioengineered by some countries for a weapon, but moving on past that, from the natural state it was eradicated from this earth by free injections and free medication. Wouldn't this be along the same lines, though? All right, from the chat room, here's my thing. If you give this out, where does it stop? Why not just give out everything for free? This is where I disagree with you, JR. This is where I disagree with you. When you say give out everything for free, I'm not exactly sure what exactly you mean by that, but I'm pretty sure you mean condoms. I'm pretty sure you mean, realistically, everything. Rent, TV, everything. I'm talking about a basic human need to not be dead. I guess, really. Like I point out with the smallpox example. I really look at AIDS as similar to that. I do disagree with. I do agree with you. You're absolutely right. Where there's got to be a point where it stops. There's got to be a point where, okay, you know what? You got to take your own responsibility in this. So maybe not free necessarily, but having them pay a small copay, I don't see it being a big a problem. Maybe having it subsidized so it's a smaller copay. But honestly, this is less the solution, more of a step in the right direction, might we say. Unfortunately, this will never be a once a day pill will not be a solution, because one, there's gonna be too many people who are gonna forget to take it, too many people who are gonna go, screw you. I'm invincible. I'll never catch it. And three, there's always going to be those bug hunters out there. If you don't know what a bug hunter is, it's people who are turned on, bear with me please, turned on by the fact of catching HIV. And I'm sure a lot of people are going, that's BS, Stacy. No, it's quite true. There's many people out there who are actually incredibly aroused by the thought of catching HIV, so they'll have bug hunting parties where they'll get somebody who is infected by HIV, and they'll all have, how do I say this without getting in trouble on my site that I'm simulcasting on? They complete with, they have their relations with, might we say? So, then they choose to catch the disease. Well, that's their own choice. Yeah, I mean, unfortunately. In chat, JR point out, okay, what's top free? Morning after pill, Viagra. Morning after pill, I don't disagree with. I feel should be something that is easily received. I believe should be cheap. Right now, if I remember correctly, it's close to $70. Now, how many people who are in high school right now get drunk at a party, have sex, wake up and went, oh shit, what happened the previous night, can afford $70? Not many. I know my daughter, if it happened to her, would not be able to afford it. Do I have a hard time imagining that my daughter would be having sex? Absolutely. But would I want her to have access to it? Abso-freaking-lutely. I don't want to be a granddaddy anytime soon. Yeah, I mean... So if my daughter made a mistake, I don't want her to have to be, chained to that mistake, might we say. So morning after pill, I see nothing wrong with. Viagra, you brought up as an example. I agree with you. Viagra should not be something that should be given out for free. Having faculties that work properly are not something that is detrimental to your survival. The morning after pill, I could see being detrimental to your survival, as in be able to still have a prosper in modern day world. Having a child is incredibly difficult, especially in high school, to get your education. I can second it because I lived through it with my children, with my ex-wife. I saw what happened to her, what happened to her when I came into her life. I came into her and my daughter's life, which my daughter, yes, I adopted, but moving on. I saw how hard it was for her even when I was with her and helping out with the kiddo. How hard it was for her to be raising a child in high school. She was lucky enough to find someone like me who was willing to help out and willing to back her up. I was there. Most people didn't have that. There was a program here in Duluth called Habitat, which would take the children and babysit them while you're at school. Most places in the country didn't have that. Duluth no longer has that. So now many of the girls who make a mistake, something happens, or they get raped, now are, have a child and cannot continue going to school because of it. And does that do our nation any good? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. It does our nation not a bit of good. Because instead of being able to get their education and prosper and get themselves a good job, they're more worried about, how the hell am I going to get a babysitter just to go to school? Oh crap, I can't. Well, and then they become what many people despise, which is the stereotypical welfare mother. Well, when it comes to morning after pill, you can circumvent that. With this, the pre-op, you can circumvent a lot of drain on the national health care, especially since we are now part of Obamacare, the national health care system. We can abolish a lot of the drain, which is going to cost of drugs and treatment for people who are infected with AIDS and HIV, by preventing it, by stopping it before it ever begins. With the first step in the way of preventing and abolishing this horrible disease, which is HIV. With a pill like this, should they make it affordable if not free? Absolutely. Would I lean more towards affordable than free? God, yes. Because we have enough programs in this country paying for things. We have enough things being paid for by this country that are draining us to the point where we have to borrow money from the Chinese. We have to borrow money from the entire world. I think we should become a little more self-reliant by maybe worrying a little more about making it low copay, but still, nevertheless. I'm reading chat here 1 second. Okay, Justin asked, well, what about $5 a copay? That's a bit low for both a morning after pill and also the HIV preventative pill. See, some can't afford $100. Many can't afford $100 for their pills, like both the morning after pill and also the pre-op. I absolutely agree with you. Most can't. Most would have an incredibly difficult time affording something of this sort. So I don't necessarily disagree with this whatsoever. Like I said, this is where I get stuck, because I don't feel we should have another program handing out a whole bunch of free crap. But do the ends justify the means in this case? This is where I get stuck, I guess, might we say, because like I said, to abolish a disease like AIDS, HIV, something so terrible as this, to abolish it, wouldn't that mean the world? Wouldn't that mean so much for this world? Wouldn't that mean so much for, healthcare, to relieve ourselves of all that money spent on AIDS medication and HIV medication, on burial services? Because obviously everyone's going to die, so burial services are always going to catch up. But the mass amounts that's happening, all the beds are being taken up by AIDS patients, the drastic drop that could be there over time if we manage to abolish it. Because just think, the best part of this pill right here, the daily pill, if we can manage to abolish AIDS and HIV, eventually this pill will no longer be needed. I guess really that's the biggest difference between, and mind you, I'm not bashing on J.R. Wild in the room here. I think his point is absolutely valid. Absolutely valid, and absolutely agree. I agree with him. I do agree that he's got some valid points. But do the ends justify the means? Is my question to you, JR. To abolish something like AIDS, would it could you understand it? Because things like the morning after pill are never gonna be able to get rid of the need for it, unfortunately. But you will eventually get rid of the need for an HIV pill if there's enough prevention out there. What about condoms? They can be where you can take it and you don't need the pill. Absolutely, Josh. But here's the problem. Like someone pointed out in the story here, the point out in chat that some people are embarrassed to go buy condoms. Yes, that is a small portion. Yes, condoms become a hell of a lot less embarrassing over time. But I would say it has to do more with really the fact that, one, condoms can fail. I don't know about you, but I've had plenty of incidents in high school where the morning after pill would have came in handy if, it was around back when I was in high school. Condoms can fail. 2, they can come in holes in them from the factory, which is another form of failing. 3, unfortunately, you're always going to have that portion of people, I hate condoms, they don't feel right. They're always going to have that portion of people, no matter what you do. So can you at least circumvent some of it with a once-a-day daily pill where it's easy enough to take? People have no problem taking birth control pills, no problem taking vitamin pills in the morning for their men's health vitamins. Why not stack one more on top of it and save yourself from AIDS and HIV? You know what I mean? One point here in the story, they're talking about HIV in San Francisco. There's every year in San Francisco, 400 new patients are infected by HIV, 5,000 nationwide, and more than 2 million around the world every year. Okay? Every goddamn year. And he points out that the gentleman who's fighting for this as hard as he is saying that he's tired of meeting people 18, 19, 20, 21 years old who are HIV positive. Absolutely. Abso-friggin-lutely. And, they did a study here, and I find it a bit disgusting because maybe it's just me because I'm such a health freak when it comes to this type of stuff. But they show that that there's a study out there, that shows only 1 in 6 gay men use condoms 100% of the time. So they feel that this pill would just encourage risky sexual behavior. Well, of course, just like the birth control pill in some people's eyes are going to encourage risky behavior. No matter what, there's always going to be technically some type of risky behavior out there. People are going to do it whether you give it the pill or not. Let me rephrase that. It's just realistically how you choose to balance that, I guess, realistically. How you choose to... What's the word I'm looking for here? How you choose to run your own life and how you choose to risk your own life. You know what I mean? Well, we talked about a lot of fucking heavy stuff today. We've talked about some stuff that's gotten down real and heavy. Let's talk about something that's going to bring people around. Let's talk about something that's going to make you smile. First, the story. Okay, now, earlier I was telling you about the, if you're listening to the podcast version, so you didn't hear me talk about this earlier, or you just tuned in and you're listening to me right now and you have no idea what the hell I'm talking about, when I'm done recording, listen to the beginning of the podcast to understand what I'm talking about. So we're talking about the tamponrun.com game. I have a little story about that. Justin in the chat room here was making jokes about, so they chuck bloody tampons at each other. Well, I point out, no. In this game, they don't chuck bloody tampons at each other, but I have a real life story about this one. So I went to go see a band called Anal Blast. A death metal band, national death metal band, amazing death metal band. Many of you might know them. They're no longer around. Their lead singer, Decker Kane, just died. He died from quite literally just being overweight. that was kind of the appeal of the band, that you got to come see this guy who's just so big he shouldn't be alive get on stage and scream his lungs out. You know what I mean? So, I went to go see Anal Blast. And from the name, right from the get-go, I should have gone, this is not a good band to go check out. Something bad's going to happen here. But no. I just went, you know what? This sounds like a great band to go see. Let's go see them. Because I heard their CDs. I'm like, they sound pretty friggin' heavy. They sound brutal. This sounds like it'll be a crazy pit to go to. Let's go check them out, right? This should be a fun show. This is before I ever got a chance to play shows with them. So I didn't quite understand what Deckard Cain... Deckard Cain. Did I really just call him Deckard Cain? Wow, I didn't really understand what Deckard was all about. You know, or Anal Blast in general was all about. Well, I went to the show. Things are going normal. You would expect any metal show. People are getting drunk. People are thrashing around. You got a transvestite over here. You got some guy who's topless, drunk with a beer helmet over here. You got the lead singer topless, who's bulbous and that's like sweating all over the place, you know. The guitar player's going crazy, thrashing his guitar all around, destroying the drum set. You know, things you'd expect at a crazy death metal show, right? All of a sudden, I feel something whiz across my ear. I stop, look, what the hell was that? All of a sudden, I see another one go flying across the room. Another one go flying across the room. Another one buzz atop my head. I'm like, what the hell are those? That's why I got down and looked real close. What else would they throw in an Anal Blast concert? But someone decided to go into his sister, looked up to his sister and said, please stick your used tampons in this sandwich baggie. Went to the show and what else but chucked them around the show. This is what you get in an Anal Blast show. Needless to say, I went to go see a few more of the shows because it was crazy, yes. But I also got to play shows with them. And this is the same man who in the middle of a show decided to relieve himself, well, relieve his bowels, might we say, on the stage. Right in the middle of the show. Something was going on. He didn't like the PA or something, so he dropped trowel and just dropped a Cleveland steamer. Right on the stage. That's when you stop and go, oh my God, really? These guys are gods of metal. You know? But there's my tampoon story that I promised everybody. Now, I promised a few of my viewers I would talk about this on my stream. Once again, if you have no idea what I'm talking about, go check me out. Twitch.tv/Stacy Krugger. I stream there 7 days a week. I want to go to Japan. I love Japan for a multitude of reasons. This one is probably the reason I love it most. Japan put out a black burger. Not like charbroiled black, but an actual black burger. Black bun, black sauce, black burger itself, black cheese, everything except for the bacon, lettuce, and tomato is black. So you just kind of, it looks disgusting, but I bet it would taste delicious. So here's what it's made out of, right, guys? Kuru Pearl is simple with a black pepper bun, a beef patty, covered with whatever. It's onion and soy sauce, infused with squid ink. Its black cheese and bun are charred with bamboo charcoal, and Kuru Diamond is the same burger topped with lettuce, tomato, onions, and mayonnaise, which of course is the black mayonnaise also. What does it taste like? Peppery, apparently. It's got a peppery taste. If you get past the shocking color, it's really not that bad, apparently. The black pepper is on the patty, hits you with the first bite and complements the tangy sauce, which, it, of course, has a hint of the squid ink itself. The Kuru Diamond, which there's two versions of the same black burger, is juicier with extra sauce and mayonnaise, but you expect a totally different taste because of its color. Well, it's going to fall well below expectations. Apparently, they surveyed a whole bunch of people when this burger came out, and people lost their fucking minds, saying it's the greatest thing they've ever tasted. They love it. They can't wait to have more of it. If you want to go to Japan just for this, you better bring 480 yen or $4.39 for the pearl, or for the diamond, which is 690 yen or $6.31. It's not clear why the black burgers are a hit in Japan, but it's clear that it's probably never going to make it to America because, well, frankly, when it comes to things like this, America sucks. Oh, yes, that's right. America sucks balls. That's right. That's right, Kyle. America sucks balls. All right, and I leave you guys with this story. Now, please, please, please heed my warning, folks. If you are one of the people who out there have an iPhone, I beg you, I plead with you. I think that most of my viewers and listeners are not this stupid, okay? They're just not this idiotic. But I'm terrified that some of you may be, so I feel I need to say it. Well, there's another hoax going out there about your iPhone. We all remember the previous iPhone when iOS 7 hit. What was it? If I remember correctly, what was it? What was it? You had to dunk it? Oh yeah, that, the original, the iOS 7, if you updated the iOS 7, it instantly made your phone waterproof. So people all around the world were fucking throwing their phone into lakes and ponds and toilets and shit to go, look how waterproof my phone is. This new operating system made it waterproof. First of all, the stupidity of humans blows my fucking mind all the time. Well, there's another hoax going around, which this one should be, should be no shit, but unfortunately it's not. It's saying that you could charge your phone by putting it in the microwave. Now let me be clear to you guys. Be very fucking, be crystal fucking clear with each and every one of you guys, okay? Do not put your phone in a microwave. Really? Do not put your damn phone in a microwave. If you are that stupid, please reboot your operating system in your own head and learn how to human. Oh my Christ. On Wednesday, anybody with an iPhone purchased in the last 3 years could download the iOS 8, Apple's shiny new operating system. It includes snap your emails, smarter autocorrect, fitness tracker, so you can stop saying the whole you type in, I'll meet you at dinner, all of a sudden I'll meet you on my dick or something like that, the good old fashioned autocorrector. Well, this started circulating on Twitter and it just got huge, and yeah. It's called the next big thing, Wave, an iOS 8 exclusive. What is Wave? Wave is the latest and greatest addition to iOS 8. Wave allows your device to be charged wirelessly through microwave frequencies. Waves can be used to quickly charge your device's battery using any standard household microwave. How to use Wave? Wave will become automatically activated when you update to iOS 8. You can now wave charge your phone by placing it in a household microwave for a minute and a half. See below for details. How Wave works. iOS 8 contains new drivers for the interface with your device's radio baseband, allowing it to synchronize with microwave frequencies and use them to recharge your battery. 60 seconds at 700 watts, 70 seconds at 800 watts. That makes no sense because it's increasing time with increased power. Anyway. Do not wave charge for more than 300 seconds. Oh my fucking God. People actually fell for this shit. This all started, as many things do on the interwebs, on Reddit, of course, because we're all the great things on fucking the internet start, of course. Reddit. So, They're going, wow, they're going to post, they're posting, Apple things sooner or later, that they're talking about what should we do to people this time. Solar charge, they're throwing out erotic mode vibrator, water resistant, which was last year. Solar charger, scratch resistant. They talk about microwave charging. Oh my God, it's the greatest idea ever. And then they create it shortly afterwards. There's videos of people actually doing this. Dude, there's literally people doing this, and they were smart enough to figure out how to pull it off, where they post a video saying, look, it really works, check this out. From @FallenBot. I try to use the new iOS 8 feature Wave where you can charge your phone with a microwave. Does not work at Apple. Okay, it was, @FallenBot was a troll account. He was trying to be a smartass with it, yes. But people legitimately actually did this. They actually thought this would work. They were stupid enough to believe this nonsense. I mean, honestly, how drunk and stupid do you have to be to believe half this shit that's out there nowadays? I mean, I'll admit, I tend to be a bit gullible at times. Yes, it's less gullible, more I take everybody at face value. So, I believe a lot of things. But if somebody said, hey, Stace, did you know you could take your phone and stick it on a microwave and charge it? I'd be like, and you're drunk. Do you not realize there's metal on those things? And when you stick metal in a microwave, it usually doesn't react that well. What? What are you talking about? Yeah, believe it or not. Folks, my name is Stacy Krugger. I am the king of internet talk radio. You can catch me here once a week right here on Spreaker.com/Stacy Krugger. You can check out all my podcasts right here. Also, you can check me out when I do for a day job, which is streaming on Twitch.tv/Stacy Krugger. You check me out there. Make sure to shoot me a follow there. I stream 7 days a week. I start at noon Central Standard Time, -5 GMT. That's 12 p.m. And usually go for anywhere from 4 to 6 hours. And I almost always do a night stream also. Folks, once again, please check me out on Twitter. Also at StacyKrugger.com. Check me out on my Facebook. Facebook.com/Stacy Krugger Odd Bunch. Folks, it's been a blast. Thank you so much for hanging out. I love each and every one of you guys. Thank you. Seriously. Thank you all the world for hanging out. I will be back next week. See you then, guys. Stacy out, baby.
All of the sorrows that we endure, I'm doing fine above the ground. I never wanna come back down. Long to touch